Hi everyone, today I'm reviewing a movie. I wouldn't call it old, but it's not very recent, and it's not new. Home Alone 2, and I also have some opinions and thoughts about it. Now, Home Alone 2, when I was younger, not just when I was younger, I think it's a great movie. It's almost better than the first one. It is better than the first one. It's so great, it's so funny. But I have some opinions about it, like I said. Now, I do recommend it to anyone who likes Home Alone, and I don't really know who else to recommend it to. I'm kind of eager to get my opinion out. That's why I'm talking so fast. Home Alone 2. Everything is hyped up. I think it could be a dream. Now, in the first one, when Kevin's like, I don't want to sleep on that bed with Ford, he'll wet the bed. And then Ford just drinks a whole bunch of soda. But then in the second one, they're like, or you're going to sleep upstairs. And Ford's like, yeah, with me. And then in the first one, Uncle Frank is just like, look what you did, you little jerk. And then in the second one, he's just like singing in the shower, and then he's like, get out of here, you nosy little pervert. And then later he like keeps laughing at Kevin, but I can't remember a time in the first one when he laughed at Kevin. He just didn't give a shit about Kevin. And there are a few other things too. But what are the odds that Kevin gets lost in New York at the same time that Harry and Marv are there, and the same time that he gets found? That's one of the biggest cities in the world. They do have an explanation for that. She's like, oh, he likes Christmas trees. He must be there. Either the odds are ever in their favor, or it's a dream. I have a feeling that Home Alone 2 is a dream. Did you see all that stuff? Like, maybe it's a bad dream about all the bad things that happened to him. Like, he had a terrible week. Like, one time I had a terrible week, and then after that, I had a seizure in the middle of a car ride. He had an his Uncle Frank was like, look what you did, you little jerk, because Buzz ate all his pizza, and everything got spilled on it. He somehow beat the robbers who were coming after him, threatening to kill him. And they threatened to bite all his fingers off one by one, pound his face with an iron, and then he got saved. Now, I think that one was possible, except for the fact that the robbers survived the things in the first one. Now, why? Well, because they want it to be funny. But then in the second one, all the things that happen to them are like times 10 to the things that happened to them in the first one. Like, they couldn't have lived when they're like, hey, remember when we got hit in the head with paint cans? Well, I bet he's going to do that again. And the paint cans come down. But then that, like, metal bar slams them in the face. They break their noses. They get hit in the head with bricks. Like, I don't know if that's even possible to live from. Probably not. Marv gets hit in the head with, like, 7 bricks. Like, is he Michael Myers? Like, I think it could be a dream, and there may be a few other things that could happen. I haven't considered any other options. I was just like, I rewatched it, and I was like, maybe it could be a dream. And you see him in the park, and there's all kinds of awful things there, including what I believe to be our prostitutes. This isn't a kid-friendly video. And he gets in a taxi, and that guy's like, ain't much better in here, kid. Like, I don't know it's New York. It could be that awful. And that the guys at the desk are constantly after Kevin. Like, his story was pretty convincing. Like, if I was their age, and I was working there, and he told me that, I'd probably believe it. call me an idiot, but I probably would. But unlike the movie, I would be, I'd be like, well, can we call your dad on the phone? Because that's not convincing enough. Like, I might believe it, but still, I would just check with his dad. Like, they can't, alright, yeah, earlier when I said I'd believe it, scratch that. Like, no, I wouldn't. I don't think anybody would be stupid enough to believe it. But I can't really come up with any other ideas on the spot. But I'm sure there are lots of other things to make to form a hypothesis that it's a dream. Who knows? Maybe the film theory will do a thing on this. I hope he does. And anyways, back to my review. I love that movie. There's so many hilarious parts. Oh, I remember another thing about the dream thing. This is in really bad order, but remember how he's always in the first one. He says he's 8 years old, I think, and then in the next one he's 10, and then everybody keeps saying, "Remember what happened last year?" Now either he's lying, or it's a dream. But back to my review again. Sorry if I come up with another thing. It was a really good movie. I find it hilarious. I don't like that whenever you watch it on TV and not on DVD, they cut out the part where he gets hit with multiple bricks and he just gets hit with one. Yeah, I don't like it when they do that on TV. But other than that, it's a great movie. Nothing bad to say about it, except maybe that thing about him saying he's 10, and the robbers saying last year, that could have been an accident. So if it was an accident, I wouldn't like that. But if it wasn't, and they're trying to make us think that, or it just could be a dream, or I'm just coming up with a theory, who knows, but that was my opinion on it, and that was my theory on it. Anyways, that's it for this one. Bye.